What is going on YouTube? Chrono here and welcome back to another episode of our free to play challenge over here on PSO2. I'm not sure why there's a pause there, but we're going to keep it. Anyway guys, so you probably have noticed this character's changed quite a bit since our last video. This actually is being recorded slightly after we uploaded our previous video, but you can see there are some rapid changes that happened. We are currently level 59. We have completed the Kavara storyline. You can see our battle power here, as well as our levels. And I wanted to do this urgent quest with you guys. I know some people are asking about what the series is. Am I just gonna explain everything I've done and kind of give you guys updates and tips? Not completely, but the beginning of the series, I had not done anything but story. All it was literally story, and then it did all of the different cocoons and towers and things like that. And realistically, I don't need to record me just doing the same thing you guys have seen me do over and over again, which is story and skipping through the story. It's kind of boring, it's kind of lame. If you were playing through it yourself, just watch the story on your end and enjoy it. It's actually pretty good. When I say boring and lame, I mean skipping through it and watching someone skip through it's boring and lame. The actual story, if you do all the side stories and things like that, is actually pretty good once you start getting into the Kavaris area. So I recommend, if you were just playing through the regular story and you're kind of like, this is pretty meh, I don't really feel it all that much. In Redum is when you first start to feel like you're part of the story, really. And in Kavaris and the side quests afterwards start to feel like, what you're doing actually matters. So I'd recommend checking those out if you ever have any issues with the story. But really quick, what we're gonna go ahead and do is we're gonna run this urgent quest with you guys. Now, I'm not sure how this is gonna work out because one, we're only high enough level to do the rank 1 version of this, not the rank 2, which I'm sure other people will be doing. And two, we are, I think 15 minutes into the urgent quest, so a lot of people have already run it. So we may end up running with either low man, or we might end up having to run it even solo, which is totally possible. Solo does scale, and if it comes down to it, we will definitely do that. But I digress. Let's take care of the usual stuff, because I completely forgot this in our last video. Like I mentioned, we are fully free to play, which means no premium, no AC purchased. You can actually see, hang on, if I remember where these things are located. Our purchase history is also empty. I'll be doing this at the beginning of every episode from now on. Let me know if I do forget, guys. You'll hold me to that. That's very important. Our gear that we are currently using, we did upgrade a little bit. We went ahead and took the evil coat blade that we had that was plus 40 or plus 50'd. They gave us a plus 49 one back in Redum. We plus 50 it. We put some augments on it. These were all extraordinarily cheap. We didn't pay any more than 2k per augment. So we paid 2k for the capsules, meaning that each of these augments are valued about 20k total a piece. And then we found some armor on the marketplace that was selling for about 50k. I don't like what these are auged with, and I am resisting everything, like every urge I have to re-augment them, but realistically it's not worth me putting money into re-augmenting them. We just take what we've got and we'll be perfectly fine. I may opt to, but it's a situation where we're basically spending close to 20k per augment slot, and as you can see, we would have 15 total, and that would be close to 300k. So I don't want to go ahead and go into that. If you're following along with me and you're playing Bouncer, augment tech. The only reason I have melee augmented was because I had melee augmented beforehand, and switching everything at one time is expensive, especially if you're a free-to-play player. I'm trying to see, is there anything else I've missed? I don't think so. We did all the cocoons, we did all the towers. Next, we are going to be doing the ordinal tower, which I will be doing a video for that as well, so stay tuned for that next. But what do we take when we go into urgent quests? The biggest thing when it comes to free to play is normally I would jump over here and I would grab a meal. However, if you're free to play, that doesn't actually give you premium bonuses. Usually there's a rare drop rate, an experience rate, and a Meseta rate boost that you get whenever you eat a meal. However, as you're free to play, that does not exist. So eating a meal is not as important unless you're going to be fighting something that you absolutely know is going to be super difficult for you to get through. Now, you are playing in a group, so there's something to be said, taking a meal, because it's going to help you kill the enemy faster. You're not really griefing your group, but I have a lot of experience playing this game, so even without a meal, I'm pretty sure I would do more damage than players who are actually premium. On top of that, you want to go ahead and make sure the important thing here is grabbing a region mag buff. This does give you buffs, so making sure this is topped up all the way so you can get a RDR or an RDR buff is going to be super important. This matters more on I would say more proof of quests, but for something like this it doesn't matter too much. Now I have these leftover event items that I totally forgot to get rid of. from the autumn event when I created this character, so I'm just going to burn these while I'm feeding them. But basically what you want to do is you want to give him the percent base increases, which would be seafood in this situation. As you can see, I don't have a ton of stuff, but I have enough, right? So I'd be giving him something like this robust or this rich seafood. I always hold on to my crisp food, so that's what I usually use, but anything else should be perfectly fine. And if you are going to be taking a buff, I'll go ahead and show you guys what I would recommend on my end here really quick for that food. Okay, loading in. What I would probably go ahead and suggest then would be to make crisp of whatever region you're in. It's important, in my opinion, to note wherever crisp items drop. So I've started noting it on this map here because I noted on my previous map back when I played on my main character, but I haven't noted on this one. Kararis crisp seafood drops here, and then the crisp meat enemies are in this area. At the very least, picking this up when you're in the area and then killing a couple of these enemies usually tends to sustain you for quite some time. There were some farms that would sustain you for a very long time without having to go out and do anything, but just grabbing these once a day is not that bad to do. It gives you a little bit of extra oomph whenever you're gonna go fight. Like I said, what I want to do is eat Kavaris crisp. Now I don't have, what am I missing? Fruit, because I just came into this region. What I'd recommend would be 7 meat and 1 of everything else. If you're short on a specific ingredient, go heavier in the ingredient you have more of. So like, let's say for example, if I wanted to do this, I'd be going actually 8 crisp with 1 of each of these, because I'm short on these 2 here, which would still give me 5% potency, 5% damage resistance, and I just have 9.6% HP, which I'm getting a bunch from the seafood. So in that case, I'd still be doing pretty well, and of course I get the region match effect bonus, and if I was premium, I'd have the extra boosts right here. So that's all you get, is the region match effect bonus, which is nice for crisp. It gives you a 5% increase to weak point damage, and in this situation it's not going to cost me too much. So I'll grab a food here just in case we end up having to carry lomies, but as a free-to-play player you don't really need to. You can kind of hold off and save yourself some resources until you're doing something that really warrants it. I don't know how long it's going to take for us to match make this. Again, we started this late, and we aren't doing this like on level. This is something that not a lot of people do. So as you can see, yeah, usually whenever you're doing this on level and it's the current, urgent quest, things like that, you would get people that would jump in almost immediately. At the moment, we are 3 out of 8. So I'm going to go ahead and pause our video, and we will see how long it will take for us to get matched, if we even do. Okay, so it looks like the group that we're currently matched with wants to go ahead and go with just the 4 of us. It's not a huge deal. You don't need a full party all the time. So in this case, it's just me that hasn't agreed to go. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, yeah, I agree. With 4 of us, that should be perfectly fine. Again, this is something that is scaled, so it will be scaled to 4 people. And even having 1 or 2 more people with you is totally fine as well. On top of that, realistically, you're not gonna get perfect runs. Oh, that's right, NPCs now join in these too. That's kind of crazy to think about. All right, nearby characters. Let's go ahead and get everyone into a party, because there is try bonuses that are provided for being in a party. You can get people in a party, that works out fine, but a lot of people don't realize it and they don't join parties, and that's totally okay too. This is the first urgent quest we've done on this character. We haven't done a single other urgent quest, funny enough. Don't worry too much about them. It's not the end of the world to not do urgent quests. Urgent quests, I mean, realistically, outside of just doing the weekly or doing your alliance tasks, if you're trying to get those taken care of in case you're in an alliance, they're not really that important. They can be a good chunk of experience, but there's a lot of ways of gaining experience that you don't need to worry about burning a bunch of time on this. Looks like some people aren't actually paying attention to joining parties. Oh, there they go. That's 2 people in. Maybe the 3rd one will join. We'll have to see. But anyway, let's go ahead and go. Remember correctly, I think jumping at the height of, no, it was jumping in the middle of this jump that gets you that one guaranteed. And then not jumping at all on the next platform, I believe, gets you the photon blast thing as well, the blast assign guaranteed. I'm gonna not jump on this one, and yep, works like a charm. I have a lot of experience fighting Crocodilus, but it's been a little while. And as you can see, he can get into these rhythms where he just absolutely just demolishes you for a second. Okay, well, we're off to a rocky start, but that's all right. This will probably take a way longer than I'm used to. I kind of hate the rhythm that he gets here. I also don't have the proper tech here for this either. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and take care of that really quick. Let's just use these in. Okay, bombs are here. Expect people not to know how this works, because realistically this strat is something that not a lot of people do. So people are not going to understand it consistently, and that's okay. Not the end of the world. Urgent quests are pretty scuffed in lobbies, and that's just because of the whole scale or lack of a scaling system. I still think the game would benefit highly from a scaling system to get people like just playing together, no matter what level you are. It makes the game feel a bit more full. And there's been a lot of things done to divide the player base as opposed to keep it together, which I think is a huge mistake when it comes to a game like this. Let's go ahead and get our jet intensity off. Follow it up with a jolt. Nice. We'll just go back into PAs. And trying to talk and play at the same time, you're going to find, is actually pretty difficult. So I'm going to take a lot of hits that I don't normally take, unfortunately, and there's not much I can do about it. Looks like he's got thrown on someone else. I actually didn't even check the levels of people that are in here with us. A lot of these people are way higher level than us. I'm just noticing that now. That's kind of crazy. Why would you be doing Crocodilus? There's not really much of a reason to it, honestly, and I mean, I'm happy you guys are doing it. Thank you for joining us, you know. That's super awesome, but there isn't really much of a reason for them to be doing Crocodilus. It's not really great for experience. I mean, they might be going with a friend, but at the same time, like, who would the friend be, right? Like, I'm finished with Kavaris and I'm 59, so I couldn't tell you where I think that situation would be. We're gonna hold off on using our Photon Blast until we get the break here. This is gonna be a knockdown, not the same as a break. Break, you'll notice he turns blue as well as has a defense down debuff. That's what we're waiting for. Gonna do that as well. We might have been able to get another jet intensity. Nah. That's the break we're looking for. Let's go ahead and get some kicks in. Into a PB. A little bit of a PA hit, and let's go some more kicks. And that's just to maintain our down factor, so nothing too crazy there. Didn't crit either time, but that's understandable. We don't have add-on skills yet. We can just spam weapon action inside of his mouth. Just to get to jolt back faster. Gonna come down into this so we can go into our Pinion Blade nice and easily. And yeah, it's gonna be a slow run, unfortunately. But that's kind of what we're here for. This is mostly why I haven't been showing off a bunch of like what I've been doing, is because a lot of it is just not dealing with these situations until we get later in the game. Again, it sucks because of the way the game is set up currently. And I know a lot of people are like, well, you know, a lot of people are playing, game's dead, so on and so forth. I mean, even with the game like being super popular, if you're not in the current expansion for what's going on, people just aren't doing that piece of content. More has to do with how the game itself is set up and balanced, where there's not really much of a reason to go back and do this with lower level players, which is something that a lot of games need to address very quickly. Unless players are in the same bracket for a long period of time, this is going to happen consistently, no matter what the game is. Oh, that's right. I forgot. Croc's hitbox here is really stupid. I can just get... Yeah, that's really annoying. Because I don't have threat, I can't really control where he's facing. Yeah. There's people that are in here. Don't know how using the bombs works. If you are doing this and you're kind of curious, basically you want to wait until Croc opens his mouth and he's going to do something, throw a bomb into it, interrupts what he's doing, as well as stuns him for a second. And the idea is that you want to hit him with enough bombs that he'll like break his teeth, essentially. You can throw his teeth at him while his mouth is open. And while that's going on, you end up like causing this weird little effect in his mouth. And it's stuck open, and he tries to blast it out. Oh, okay, well, that didn't work. Didn't work either. You just basically get free down. Specialized down. It's really nice. Okay, well, they're over here now, unfortunately. So let's move ourselves over here. So yeah, so far this free-to-play series is kind of interesting. A lot more people are interested in this than I thought would be. Threw that bomb while he was... There you go, see? That's what you're looking to do, is throw the bomb while he's doing something. Like, don't throw them now, but you throw them while he's doing stuff. You basically interrupt whatever he's doing. You do that, like, I think it's 3 times. You basically knock him down, which is really nice. We're just going to go into jet kicks, Jetsu jolts, as much as possible. Oh, we have a PB. We're going to burn the PB. Now we want to keep our down factor up, but it was 1 stack anyway. And we can get 2 JIs in here. Trying to maintain not getting absolutely obliterated while at the same time talking to you guys. I don't know how I do this on stream so often. I feel like on stream it feels effortless, man, but mid-fight. Alright, so we're out of healing items. This is just par for the course. Whenever, oh, wait, hold on. Did they centralize these? These definitely look moved. I remember these being spread out all across the arena. Okay, let's see if we can... No. Stop this. Wait, what? Okay, so this is what you're looking for, is for to get to this portion where you throw his teeth in. Okay. Looks like they're doing it, which is awesome. I think they did it last time too. They probably should have just trusted they would do it again. We're going to use this on the down since we weren't paying attention. We could have just gotten JIs in there, but I wasn't ready to go for those at the time, so it's better to get some down damage in. And we're almost done here. Not too bad. I mean, kind of bad for a party that's got level 60 somethings in it, but seeing as most of these people are still doing this, I imagine they probably don't have the best gear, so they're probably struggling with battle power. We should be shredding through this. Basically, this would have been equivalent of level 60 content whenever we would have done this at this level, so I believe our level at that time would have been 60. I'm not saying anything against anyone. I mean, people don't always play, you know, absolutely perfect. You can't always expect them to, but at the same time, I mean, you'd figure that at that point we'd have more of an idea of what's going on, but I've learned that is not the case in MMOs nowadays. As someone who plays a lot of them, that is just not, that's not how that works. Okay, cool. Should be one more PA and he's done. Nice. And that took entirely way too long, unfortunately. That took entirely way too long, but... And this is why you really don't do urgent quests as you're going through the story. That's not, I mean, that wasn't the worst. That was about a 9-minute clear. Okay. I mean, I looked at my recording time and the recording time was high, but I also did take some time in the intro to kind of explain what was going on. So I guess that's not that bad, all things considered. We don't have material storage. Right, that's right. Things are different here. Okay, so I haven't done a collection like this in a while. Let me make sure I'm doing things right. So I only want... we want these. Let's deposit that into there. And then we don't care about anything else here, right? Yep. All right, sell everything else. Make a cool 1.2K and teleport out. But yeah, usually doing urgents is going to be worth your time. Do them to finish up like any of your dailies or weeklies, or your island tests or weeklies. But outside of that, realistically, COI for party. And then let's go ahead and, or later we're just gonna go ahead and disband. Okay. But outside of that, realistically, you're not doing them for anything else. And that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to run this with you guys. I know some people are asking, like, where's the gameplay? Are you just going to explain things? I mean, again, until we get to basically finishing Stia, there's not a lot to walk you guys through as far as gameplay. Do your story, grab your cocoons. Maybe we'll do the Stia cocoons in a video. It's going to be a bit of a longer form video, just like this one was as well, because we are under geared, essentially. We're purposely minimum gearing, that way we don't have to worry about spending extra money since we're free to play. It just means that it takes us a little longer to do things. I also didn't mention that I changed the color of my character. Yeah, you get a free color change pass as a part of a set of tasks that you complete from Lydia right here. So make sure you do your Lydia tasks. These are one-time rewards for a new account. They have some really, really useful stuff. I think, can I go complete it and look at them? Yeah, okay. So you get a gold term sword plus 5, doesn't matter. Stamp robot sparkles, not that important, but you do get a gold mission pass, an EXP earned increase, a salon pass, and an end color change pass. So it is one free one that you get, and this is per account. So afterwards, you can't get it a second time with another character or anything along those lines, so don't worry too much about that. But that's it. That's all I've got for you guys. If you have any other questions, feel free to toss them in the comments below. Let me know if there's something you guys are running into a problem with in your playthroughs, if there's something you want to take care of. The next episode, we're going to be going through Ordinal Tower, and then we're going to talk about, after we're done with Ordinal Tower, we're going to talk about our final push going into Stia, because as you see, we do have a battle power gate to beat. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, everyone. Peace out.